Bangkok, 1982. Dietrich Mateschitz, an Austrian toothpaste salesman, sat in a hotel lobby nursing a pounding headache. His jet lag was unbearable. A colleague handed him a small bottle of brownish liquid, Krating Daeng, a local energy tonic. Within minutes, the fog lifted. Mateschitz felt alert, focused. He had stumbled onto something powerful. But here's the uncomfortable truth that the company rarely acknowledges: Red Bull was never his idea. Vorayuth had already spent years selling Krating Daeng to Thai truck drivers and construction workers. Mateschitz simply saw what it could become in the West. Mateschitz approached Vorayuth with a proposition: adapt the formula for international markets, split ownership 50-50, and together they would conquer the world. Vorayuth agreed. The original Krating Daeng was too sweet, too medicinal for Western palates. So Mateschitz reformulated it: more carbonation, less sugar, a sharper taste. He changed the name to Red Bull, keeping the twin fighting bulls from Vorayuth's logo. In 1987, Red Bull launched in Austria. It wasn't just a new product. It was the beginning of an entirely new category, the modern energy drink. Traditional beverage companies spent millions on celebrity endorsements and TV commercials. Mateschitz took a different path. Instead of advertising what Red Bull was, he showed what it enabled. The company began sponsoring extreme athletes, cliff divers, snowboarders, Formula One racers. Red Bull didn't just sell a drink, it sold a lifestyle of risk, adrenaline, and transcendence. The slogan "Red Bull gives you wings" became iconic. By the late 90s, Red Bull dominated energy drink sales across Europe and was preparing its American invasion. The marketing strategy was so successful that competitors could only follow in its wake. But in 2013, that famous slogan landed Red Bull in court. Benjamin Carruthers filed a class action lawsuit claiming the company's "gives you wings" promise was false advertising. He argued that Red Bull provided no more energy than a cup of coffee, despite charging premium prices and implying superior performance benefits. The case seemed absurd. Surely no reasonable person believed they would literally sprout wings. Yet Red Bull settled for $13 million rather than fight. Anyone who had purchased Red Bull between 2002 and 2014 could claim $10. The company quietly adjusted its marketing, but the damage to its mythology was done. 1 year before the lawsuit, Red Bull pulled off the greatest marketing stunt in history. October 14, 2012, Felix Baumgartner stood inside a capsule at the edge of space, 128,000 feet above New Mexico. The Red Bull Stratos mission had taken 5 years and cost over $50 million. Millions watched online as Baumgartner stepped into the void. He broke the sound barrier in freefall, reaching speeds of 843 miles per hour. The jump shattered records and generated billions of media impressions. It was advertising disguised as exploration, a masterclass in turning spectacle into brand equity. Red Bull had proven that its philosophy of extreme human achievement wasn't just talk. But Red Bull's story has a darker chapter. Vorayuth boss Vorayuth, grandson of co-founder Vorayuth, was driving his Ferrari through Bangkok in September 2012 when he struck and killed a police officer on a motorcycle. Skid marks stretched over 100 feet. Vorayuth fled the scene. When police finally arrived at his family estate hours later, he claimed his driver had been behind the wheel. Witnesses and evidence contradicted him. Yet for 8 years, charges were delayed, reduced, and eventually dropped. Prosecutors cited insufficient evidence. Critics cited something else: the impunity of Thailand's ultra-wealthy. Vorayuth remains free, living abroad. The officer's family received approximately $100,000, a settlement many saw as blood money. The case became a symbol of justice denied. Today, Red Bull sells over 11 billion cans annually in more than 170 countries. Dietrich Mateschitz died in 2022, one of Austria's wealthiest citizens. The company he built from a borrowed idea revolutionized beverage marketing and created an empire built on caffeine and adrenaline. But the full story of Red Bull is more complex than its advertising suggests. It's a story of borrowed innovation, brilliant strategy, legal battles, record-breaking stunts, and the uncomfortable reality that great wealth can insulate from consequence. Red Bull may give you wings, but its history reminds us that even the most soaring success stories are grounded in human imperfection.